What if one of the most important events in modern history didn't begin with a revolution, but with a mistake? On the night of November 9th, 1989, in the divided city of Berlin, a single sentence set in motion the collapse of the Cold War. For nearly 3 decades, the Berlin Wall had stood as a concrete barrier between two worlds. East Berlin, controlled and isolated. West Berlin, open and free. Families were separated. Lives were divided. And for many, the wall was not just a border, but a prison. By 1989, cracks were already forming. In East Germany, protests were growing. Thousands of citizens were demanding the right to travel freely. The government began quietly drafting new travel rules, but these rules were not meant to take effect immediately. That detail, small, technical, almost insignificant, would change everything. On the evening of November 9th, an East German official named Günter Schabowski stepped in front of reporters for a routine press conference. He had been handed notes about the new travel regulations just hours earlier and had not been fully briefed. Then came the moment. A reporter asked, "When do these new travel rules come into effect?" Schabowski hesitated, searching for clarity that wasn't there, and then, unsure, he answered, "As far as I know, effective immediately." It was a simple phrase, but it was wrong. The announcement was broadcast live. Within minutes, the message spread. The border was open. People couldn't believe it, but they wanted to. Thousands of East Berliners began walking toward the checkpoints that had for decades kept them confined. At the gates, border guards stood confused. They had received no orders, no instructions, no confirmation of any policy change. They only saw the crowds, growing larger, louder, more insistent. The tension was palpable. What were they supposed to do? At one crossing, the pressure became too great. The guards made a decision. Without official authorization, they opened the gates. And just like that, the barrier that had defined an era began to collapse. People surged through. Some ran, some walked in disbelief. Others climbed onto the wall itself, laughing, crying, embracing strangers. Families reunited. Friends crossed paths for the first time in decades. What had once been a line of division became a place of celebration. All of it, triggered by a misunderstanding, a bureaucratic error. The truth is, the wall didn't fall only because of a mistake. It fell because the system behind it was already breaking. In the days that followed, the wall was dismantled piece by piece. Images spread, people with hammers and chisels tearing down what seemed permanent. Less than a year later, Germany would be reunited, and the Cold War was coming to an end. History often feels like it moves slowly, but sometimes it turns in an instant, not with a grand design, but with a single mistake. If you want to uncover more moments like this, subscribe to the History Vault. Your support encourages more forgotten and powerful stories.